Wes, good to see you. I really like today's topic, 5 signs your advisor is doing real financial planning. A lot of financial planners claim to offer comprehensive planning, but there are a few obvious signs to determine if your advisor is really working for you. First, is your advisor helping you define your goals and objectives?
This might seem like an obvious one, but oftentimes this is overlooked. This is the foundation of what a plan should begin with.
Hmm.
And if we start, Aaron, with just talking about investments, then we don't really have a purpose for our money without uncovering that why. And those goals should be greater than I want to have one, two, three, five, six, $10 million when I retire. Because if you do end up with a large sum, then what? What are you going to do? And if we dive deeper and ask questions about, if money was no object, what does that look for you, right?
Hmm.
Or God forbid, if you were told by a credible doctor that you have X amount of years to live, what would you do?
Right.
And keep asking those deeper questions because then we can really get to that why. And there's a lot of value behind the process when that occurs.
So important. All right. Number two, a real financial planner will gather details on your assets, liabilities, income, and expenses.
There's not a balance sheet that's complete without factoring in all of these items.
Right.
And again, I know I've already said it, but investments are just one part of a balance sheet. But when we uncover and see where your assets and what your liabilities are, what interest rates are you paying on those liabilities and for how long, then that allows the advisor to take a deep dive into making an accurate cash flow statement, not just for this year, but projections for years to come. So it's more comprehensive in nature when you factor in all of these items.
Helps ensure too that you won't run out of money in retirement. All right.
Yeah.
Number three, a good financial planner will help you determine how to optimize Social Security.
There's no single piece of advice that should be blanketed across all retirees, because at the end of the day, we all have unique situations and planning opportunities. And those that collect simply at age 62, the earliest that you're eligible to, you could be leaving a lot of money on the table, as we see here. And some, it makes sense to begin at full retirement age, and for others, delay that to age 70. And one of the biggest factors in answering this question is tax planning,
Mm,
uh, because again, you could be leaving money on the table, not only in the form of benefits, but also are you paying too much in taxes by not optimizing when you should claim your benefits?
mhm. Which leads us right into point number four. One sure sign your planner means business, he or she will ask for last year's tax return.
Yes, this is really important because it allows your advisor to see potentially some opportunities
Yeah.
by seeing what your sources of income are, where they're coming from, right, and how much you're paying in tax. A lot of times we see ways to optimize distribution plans just by taking a look at last year's tax return.
Hmm. And then last, of course, estate planning and financial planning go hand in hand. A good advisor will at least ask to see your estate planning documents. And if you don't have an estate plan, they'll help you set one up.
Yes, really important as well, because at the end of the day, we care about our heirs, right? And so, if we make it easy and seamless for them by having an estate plan, that's always a good thing because there are so many things that go into estate planning beyond just having a will. While that's one piece, there's power of attorney, medical directives, perhaps a revocable living trust makes sense for you, which can help you avoid probate on some of your assets because probate can be a costly and drawn out process and really stressful for heirs. And
Mhm.
one of the greatest gifts of love, and we see it all the time, is when heirs have a clear understanding by having a good estate plan that say their parents had put together. It takes a lot of stress
Of
away.
course.
And if you don't have an estate plan, well, your state has one for you, and that may
Right.
not always be the best.
Right, right. No, Wes, you hit the nail on the head because all of this comes down to kind of helping your family too, right? So if somebody wants to get this proactive plan in place with you right now, how can they reach you with questions?
Shoot us an email to info@patriotwealthnc.com or give us a call, 919-322-4113.
Great. Wes, thank you.
Thanks, Aaron.